Hello everyone and welcome to 40 Questions. My name is Stephen Walker and today I have the privilege of interviewing Tika Sitompul.
Yes.
Correct? Your
Correct.
name?
Perfect.
Okay, so Tika, where are you from?
I'm from Indonesia.
Indonesia. And for those of us that don't know where Indonesia is, where is it?
Indonesia, actually, it's kind of easy for you to spot Indonesia. It's between the Indian Ocean and the Pacific Ocean. We share the land border with Malaysia in Borneo Island, and with Papua New Guinea, and also with East Timor.
So it is in Asia. It's
Yes.
part of Asia.
Yes.
And so is it north, south, east, or west of Malaysia?
Oh well, Malaysia. It's south of Malaysia, and also south of Singapore.
South of Singapore.
Yeah, but it's
So it's part of Southeast Asia.
Southeast
then. Yeah.
Asia.
So you are from Indonesia.
Yes.
What nationality are people from Indonesia?
Indonesian.
Indonesian.
Yes.
Indonesian culture, Indonesian food.
Yes.
And what is the population of Indonesia?
Actually, no. Like in 2019, like this year, we are the fourth in the world of population with 261 to 65 million people.
Wow.
Yeah.
Fourth largest in the world.
Yes. After China, and
India.
and the United States.
Wow, I did not know that. That's interesting. And so the capital city of Indonesia?
Jakarta.
Jakarta.
Yes.
Jakarta.
Jakarta.
And what is the population of Jakarta?
Well, Jakarta, it's around 10.5 million.
And Jakarta, if I'm looking at a map of Indonesia, is it north, south, east, west, or central part?
Close to central, but a little bit to the west side.
Okay.
In Java Island.
On Java Island.
Yes.
Got it. Okay, Tika, so this is Unit 2, and we talk about shapes, sizes, and appearances. And question 1 of Unit 2 is the flag. What color is the Indonesian flag?
Red and white.
It's red and white.
Yes.
And the next question is appearance. So what does the flag look like?
It's two colors horizontally, with red at the top and then white at the bottom.
So it's a rectangular flag.
Yes.
And a red rectangle on the top, white on the bottom.
Yes.
Do you know any meanings of the colors?
Yeah. So the red represents courage or bravery, and then the white represent purity.
Purity.
Yes.
Okay. And so questions 8 and 9 I'm going to ask together, and this is about the majority of people, men and women, their appearance.
Okay.
So now I know that Indonesia has a very diverse population.
Extremely,
diverse appearances, but what would you say is an overall kind of majority appearance of people from Indonesia?
well, I can say it's the majority is like me.
Like you?
Yeah. Probably around 1.6 centimeter meter, and then
For men?
for the woman.
For the women?
Of course,
Okay.
I will explain woman.
Oh, okay, yes, of course. Ladies first.
Ladies first. And with skin shades between from yellow to dark brown.
Okay, so a tan, lighter tan.
Yeah, like
To
lighter
dark brown.
from me and a little darker than me.
Okay. The shades of skin color, is it regional? Like the darker is this section of Indonesia and lighter
Yes.
generally, or?
Thank you that you mentioned that. So since we kind of an archipelago, we are a large country.
Right.
So in the east part of the country, the skin are kind of darker.
Darker complexion? A lot darker?
A lot darker. And the hair kind of different, curlier there than in the west part.
Okay, a bit frizzier.
Yes, probably.
But then as you go west, the complexion is lighter.
Lighter and more like me.
And the hair?
More straight to a little bit
wavy. Bit wavy. And so the men, anything to say about the men?
The men, the average height probably around 1.7 to 1.8 meter. With the same skin complexion.
Yeah, same, different regions. Okay, and the next question is minorities. So you said there is a lot of diversity. Can you give us an example of some minorities that live there?
I will say that apart from the east part of indigenous people from the east part of Indonesia, that probably the minorities are the Chinese and the Indian.
Okay. And any other minorities like island ethnical island minorities?
Actually, since the country itself is an archipelago with thousands of islands, so apart from the main tribe like Javanese, then the other are kind of every tribes are minorities.
Okay, all right. So hundreds, thousands.
Thousands of islands, around 700 languages.
Okay.
And hundreds also tribes.
And then the main official language?
Bahasa Indonesia.
Bahasa Indonesia?
Yes, Bahasa means language.
Okay. Do you know how many islands there are? Now in the Philippines, I interviewed third Peron, Lorenzo, and he said it depends on the tide.
Same. Yes.
But Philippines has about 7,000. Do you think Indonesia has more or less?
Okay, depends on the tides and depends on your source.
Okay.
Like, which one are you gonna trust more? The one that registered to the UN, I think it's about 17,000.
17,000?
Yes, but according to my government, it's 18,000.
18,000, so significantly more than the Philippines.
Yes.
Wow. Thus, fourth largest population in the world.
Yes.
You've got a lot of land.
True.
All right.
And sea.
Yeah, and sea. Okay, and in Unit 3 we talk about food, tastes, and ingredients. And question 11 is about a traditional food. 18,000 islands, hundreds of tribes, but what would you say is a traditional Indonesian food that you'd like us to know about? I'm gonna introduce rendang. One more time?
Rendang.
Rendang.
Yes.
And what are the ingredients of rendang?
Rendang is a beef-based food. So it's cooked with spices and coconut milk.
Coconut milk. So the main ingredients is beef, coconut milk, and what types of spice?
Coriander and a little bit of onion and of course chili.
So it's a bit spicy?
Well, the taste is going to be combination between sweetness and spiciness.
Sweet and spicy. So that was question 3.
Okay.
How does it taste?
Savory.
Savory?
Yes. Combination because we use the coconut milk and then the combination of the spicy and sweet.
Sweet and spicy.
And also, I need to add, depends on who cooked this rendang.
True.
People from Java Island, they like more sweet in their food.
They like sweeter foods?
Yes.
Java Island is
a little bit to central.
Central Indonesia.
And people from the Sumatra Island, which I live,
and that's
bit to
the west.
Yeah, we prefer spicy.
You like it spicier.
Yes, And also some people will cook it until it's really dried.
Okay, now that will be the next question.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. So the taste is sweet and spicy.
Yes.
Sometimes sweeter, sometimes spicier.
Yes.
Now the next question is smell. So now, when you were a little girl growing up, you walked in, mom's cooking it. What
Yes.
do you remember? How did it
I will
smell?
recognize it immediately.
Okay.
The smell is a little bit like curry,
Mm-hmm.
but not that strong. And then a little bit like, because we use the coconut milk,
Mm-hmm.
so something kind of
Coconutty.
coconutty, like milky.
Rich.
Yeah.
Kind of a rich.
Well, I can.
Yeah, it smells like coconut.
Yeah.
You can smell the coconut in the air.
Yes, and
Coconutty.
can you smell chili? Do you know the smell of chili?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, when you know like this probably gonna be spicy. You
Mhm.
know that
Yeah,
kind
sure.
of smell.
Yeah, smells spicy.
Smells spicy. Yeah, you can smell that spicy and
Smells rich. Rich and a bit spicy.
yeah.
Does it make your eyes water?
No,
No.
no, but it's so mouth-watering.
It's mouth-watering. And so the last question is the texture. So when you, how do you serve it? Like, here's a plate.
Yes, plates or bowls. And you just put it inside, and if you want to eat it, you take like one
And is
slice.
it over rice or is it on its own?
When you serve it, if you were in the table, they just serve you with the plate, and then you can take some to your plate with the rice and
So rice would be separate.
Separate.
So then
yeah, it's just
this is just
the
a bowl
rendang.
of
Rendang.
rendang. And so that again the texture.
Some people will cook it long until it's dry,
Mm-hmm.
so it's like jerky,
Okay.
dry, and a little bit hard.
It's stringy.
Yeah, and some will keep it moist, but still long cook, and so it will be tender.
Mm-hmm. And what do you prefer?
Me,
Yes.
oh, we don't like something too soft. I prefer a little bit chewy.
Okay. Okay. And do you make it?
Of course not.
Of course not. Why not?
It's kind of difficult to cook it, and it takes time.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
Only the
that's
professional. We call them professional.
mom. Is mom a
Mom is
professional?
professional.
Sure. But you're not. You're not
I'm
to
not
that
a mom, so I'm not a
status yet.
professional. No. Hopefully in the future.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, it sounds good. I'll have to find an Indonesian restaurant, and
You should.
hopefully that will be on the menu.
I bet they have it.
Okay, this is Unit 4, Weather, Seasons, and Landscapes. And so it's an archipelago, 18,000 islands. But what would the landscape be like if we were to fly into Indonesia?
So if you see it from the sky,
Mm-hmm.
the east part to a little bit to the central part is just plain. Like probably you will see forest.
Okay.
Or just-
very forested.
Yeah, especially in Borneo Island, we have a lot of rainforest.
Mm-hmm. So now Borneo's on the east.
Borneo is in the central.
It's in the center,
So
okay.
from the west to the central, it's plain with
Plains flat,
well,
or is it hilly, or is it mountainous?
Some have mountains, but more plain than mountainous.
Okay.
But if we move a little bit to the east, then especially to the southeast, yeah,
section.
more mountains, and some part have rugged surface, and then volcanic
So volcanoes throughout
yeah,
the Indonesia, the islands are basically volcanic.
a lot. Yeah, we have a lot of
And you're on the Ring of Fire, I
Yes.
presume?
yes, we are.
Uh-huh. So rainforests, some mountains, plains, beaches.
We have everything.
Yep, beautiful beaches.
Amazing.
Where would you say is one of the best?
I would say if you are someone with adventurous spirit, then you should try Papua Island.
Okay, and where is that?
It's the most east in our country.
It's the most eastern island?
Yes.
Okay. Nice sandy beaches?
Yes, and it's if you like diving.
Scuba diving,
yeah,
sure.
the diving side is very amazing, the diversity inside, and also the fact that it's still kind of away from development and everything, so it's still
undeveloped.
Yeah, it's still
for the most
very
part.
very original condition.
Right, pristine. Sounds good. Clean, clear water.
Yes.
Excellent. I like to hear that. And question 17 is about seasons. So many countries have 4. How many seasons are there in Indonesia?
2.
2? And what are they?
The dry season and the rainy season, or wet season.
And so can you tell us the months of what would the dry season be?
The dry season, I think, from April to October, and the rest is the wet season.
So the wet season is about 3-4 months? 5 months?
Yeah, kind of. If we're lucky.
Okay, and so question 18 is the weather. What is it like? You can choose. Tell us about the rainy season or the dry season. Can you describe a little bit of what the weather is like?
The weather, I think I'm going to talk about the weather in dry season because that's kind of like our normal season. It's very very hot, high temperature, like in Seoul, but a little bit more. And then the humidity is kind of high. I mean, in Seoul you don't get sweat a lot, but in my country you will have it like a lot.
Okay, and that's even dry season. That's the dry season.
That's the dry season. Well, you get wet in both seasons.
Well, the rainy season is 100% humidity. I mean, you're gonna be wet.
Yes.
But the dry season, you have a
you get wet from yourself. Yeah, you won't sweat.
Yeah. Okay. The next question, question 19, is about natural disasters. So, what natural disasters are found in Indonesia?
We have everything.
You do? I bet you don't.
Okay, we have earthquake.
Yes.
And then the volcano eruption. And then we have mudslide.
Mudslides in the rainy season.
Yes. And then we have
Floods,
Yeah.
Blizzards.
Well, not really, I think.
You know what a blizzard is?
Wind, right?
No.
No? What is that?
Heavy snow.
Ah, yeah.
You said everything.
Okay, sorry.
But do you have monsoon? You have monsoons.
Yeah, we have that climate, right?
Typhoons?
Not really. We have sometimes, but not not.
No. Drought, which is no rain, quite hot and dry.
In some places, I heard it happened like years ago.
Okay,
and
but
people kind of starving from that.
Yeah,
but it's many years ago.
Not common these days.
Yeah.
And the last question of Unit 4 is about holidays. What is an important holiday in Indonesia?
So in my country, holidays basically are from the national, special national day, like Independence Day.
Okay.
And then the religious holiday for the religion in my country.
Okay. Can you choose one that you'd like to tell us about specifically? Do you have a favorite holiday?
Well, as a government officer, I like the Independence Day, of course.
And so when is Independence Day?
We celebrate it this month actually, at the 17th.
So it's August 17th every year?
Yes.
And independence from?
From the Dutch colonial life.
From the Dutch.
Yes.
Do you remember what year?
1945.
1945, independence?
Or so the history said.
So,
of course, I wasn't born yet.
Right. Well, I didn't expect you to have first-hand knowledge, but we celebrate nonetheless.
Right.
Yes. Okay. And what would you do? What is a typical day on Independence Day? What can we?
So the typical things we do, we will have a flag ceremony in the morning, and depends on every neighborhoods. We will have like folk competitions or like just traditional stuff. Like we have this Panjat Pinang.
Okay.
So we plant a tree on the ground.
Okay.
It's really high, like 5 to 10 meters high, and then they will put gifts there.
Okay.
And people will try to climb it in groups, but
they try and reach and grab a gift.
Yeah, but they also will put some oil to the.
Make it difficult. And what kind of gift? What would be?
Well, power bank. Sometimes.
A what?
Power bank.
Power bank? What's that?
Power bank. You use that to charge your cell phone.
Oh yeah, okay, a battery. Okay, portable batteries.
And then cell phone.
Okay, so electronics.
Yeah, or sometimes just
money.
No.
No.
Oh, yeah. They put envelope also.
Or like traditional. I mean, because you're talking modern gifts now. You go back to traditional, maybe.
Back to traditional. Oh.
No power banks back in 1940.
But they did put radio there.
Okay. All right. So some little useful gifts that people.
Yes.
Okay, that's interesting. So, Tika, Unit 5 is about ports, transportation, and accommodation. And so we're flying into Indonesia. What is the main international airport?
I think the main international airport is in Jakarta, which is Soekarno-Hatta Airport, or we call it Bandar Udara Soekarno-Hatta.
And so is that named for
It's the name of our first president and vice president.
After
Sukarno,
independence?
Yes, Sukarno and Hatta.
Okay. And so now we arrive there and we step outside. What are some modes of transportation that we can find in Indonesia?
So from the airport to the city you can take train or bus. But in the city you can we have trains and then buses and minibus and taxis and Grab, Uber, yes.
Okay.
And then
that's similar to Uber.
Yeah.
Shared transportation. And then we get out of the city and we start exploring some of the islands. What are some different types of transportation?
Right. In big cities, something that you can get is a motorcycle style of Grab.
Okay.
So you kind of order them with application, but because
a phone app.
Yes, because most of the big cities are kind of packed. The traffic is kind of packed. It's difficult if you use car.
Sure. So the motorbikes or mopeds are easier to get around.
Yeah.
And then getting from island to island.
Island to island, we have flights, of course.
Airplanes,
and then
ferries,
boats. It depends on how far. Ferry is just for close, like to cross from one island to
not too far.
Island, yeah.
Okay. Now we are in Indonesia and we're sleepy.
Okay.
What is a nice hotel to stay at, or some place that you would recommend?
So we have all the big hotel chain. You have it everywhere.
Hilton, Sheraton.
Yeah, JW Marriott.
Sure. What else?
But I think if you want to visit another place, like where I came from, where I come from in Medan, if you visit the rural area,
Yeah.
you can try probably Sinabung
Sinabung Hill.
Yeah.
And what is that?
It's a hotel slash resort slash cottage.
Okay.
Yeah.
Large, small?
It's kind of large
Kind
with
of
like
large?
the main large building, and then they have small rooms.
Little cabanas?
Yeah. Kind
Separate
of like
rooms?
in on the hill,
Okay.
so you can have. The view is very, very nice.
Mm-hmm. And so what amenities are offered at this place?
In this place, well, we have the standard amenities for hotels, of course, but what is special, I think, is the view.
Mm-hmm.
They have swimming pool. I think
Swimming
most
pool.
of the hotel have it now. What makes me like this hotel is the view.
And so what's the view of? What do you see?
We see, because it's up in the mountain or the hill, you can see the sky very clearly, and then you can see down there are like flowers.
So a nice valley below.
Yeah.
And so again, amenities, swimming pool, free Wi-Fi, standard in each of the cabanas, maybe
Yeah.
mini fridge or
Yeah, we have that also. And room
nice
service.
restaurant.
Well, nice with Indonesian taste, yes.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, Indonesian cuisine. Okay. And the last question of Unit 5 is about money. The Indonesian currency is
Rupiah.
rupiah.
Yes.
Need to work on my tongue.
Yeah.
Rupiah. So what is the exchange rate in United States dollars? So if I have $1 US, how many rupiah?
Great. 14,000-ish.
14,000-ish?
Yes.
About 14,000 rupiah
Yes.
per $1 US. Okay. Unit 6 is about greetings, gestures, and customs. And so we'll begin with question 26, greeting. So again, you said the main language is...
Bahasa Indonesia.
And so using this language, what would be a typical greeting?
Usually we will say, halo, apa kabar?
Hello,
Apa kabar?
apa kabar?
Apa kabar? Yes.
Kabar.
Yes.
Apa
Bar.
kabar?
Yes.
And the meaning is...
Hello, how are you? What's up?
Okay. And that's to elders and
Yes.
friends and everyone.
Yes, it's formal.
Okay. And the next question is about gestures. What are some polite gestures that we should use?
Well,
Hand gesture, body gesture. That's okay. That's polite.
if you kind of the same age, you can wave and say hi. And if you with someone you want a little bit formal, you can shake hands.
Shaking hands.
Yes.
Men, women, also.
It depends. It depends on what your faith or what is your religion.
Mm-hmm.
For some people, they don't want to touch between men and women, so they will just like the tip of the fingers.
Not even touching, just but close.
Yeah, but close. And some will just shake hands.
Shake hands.
Yes, and then
Eye contact
okay,
is okay.
it's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Okay. One more.
And then for some, like from people from Bali, most of them are Hindu. They will do this,
So press their palms together and
Yes.
head nod.
saying hi, hello.
Namaste.
Well, we don't say namaste.
No, still the same language throughout most of Indonesia.
Yeah, like
The
apa
official.
kabar, hello.
Apa kabar? Apa kabar?
Yes.
Okay, and so we have polite. Impolite is question 28. What are some impolite gestures?
We don't really use our left hand when we are communicating with people.
So no shaking.
And we don't. If I want to point something like, where is this? And I said there. It's no good. There.
Right hand, one finger, okay?
One
pointing?
finger, yeah, but not to the person.
But that's impolite, is pointing at someone. Okay. So left hand is a no-no. Eating, no.
And like if you want to take something, like food from the jar. Well, it's better to
right
use
hand,
the
right hand. Okay. Gestures, hand gesture, finger gesture.
I think more kind of the same with the national gesture.
The international
yes,
middle finger is the no-no. Yeah.
And this is okay.
What does that mean?
Peace.
That means peace.
I
Same
think
as
that's the
USA.
international.
Well, in Korea, victory.
Okay.
And I think some countries in Europe also V for victory.
Okay.
But then that one's a bad one though. The back of the hand in parts of Europe, impolite. But so this
is okay.
And this also
we
okay.
We don't do that really.
No meaning.
Well, this is the first time I noticed.
Okay, and question 29 is about customs. So what are some customs in Indonesia? Maybe going to someone's house or out in public.
We take off our shoes before we go into the house. Our house or people's house.
Yeah, that's a good custom.
Yeah. Like PDA.
Public display of affection.
Yes, we don't do that a lot in my country.
So PDA is a no-no.
No, people will stare at you.
Boyfriend, girlfriend, even about husband, wife, holding hands, still not.
We're not used to that.
Okay.
We can do this with friends.
Hugging. Oh, like locking arms.
Yes. But this.
Holding the hand.
Is kind of like, I mean, probably in a big city, but in most
the rural area, it's not
really
common.
Yes.
Okay, well that's good to know. And the last question of Unit 6 is about religion. What are some religions practiced in Indonesia?
The majority of Indonesian people are Muslim, which means Islam.
Okay.
And then we have Christianity, both the Protestant and the Catholic. And we also have Buddhist and Hindu. And Confucianism.
Yes. And then going into some smaller island tribes, would they have more of an animist?
Oh, we do.
Yeah.
We do. Like every tribe have it. Because that's the old religion.
Yeah, the traditional
for the
indigenous religions. Yeah. Okay. Interesting. Moving into Unit 7, this is landmarks, activities, and things to do. And question 31 is about sightseeing. So we're in Indonesia. Where is a good place or a few good places to go sightseeing in Indonesia?
If you want like one place with everything, I will suggest the city of Yogyakarta. Yogyakarta. Yes.
And where is Yogyakarta?
It's in Java Island.
Okay.
So Yogyakarta is it's a special city because it's still under the command of the Sultan.
Okay.
So even though we have president, in Yogyakarta we have Sultan, and it's some kind of king. So the governor of Yogyakarta always the Sultan.
Okay. So then, what can we see there?
We have the palace, of course, and then we have the temple, like Prambanan Temple, and then we have
what temple?
Prambanan.
Prambanan Temple.
Yes, and then we have sea, and beach.
And the sea and some nice beaches.
Yes, and also the square where people hanging and
the main square.
Yeah.
Do you know the name of that?
Well, they just call it alun-alun.
Alun-alun,
which basically means square.
That's the square.
Yeah.
Of Yogyakarta.
Yeah, and Malioboro.
What's that?
Kind of like a street walk where.
The main avenue, main street.
Yeah.
Okay.
Probably it's the most visited street in Yogyakarta.
And Yogyakarta is one of the most visited cities, do you think, by tourists? Or?
I think it's kind of underrated.
Okay, so that's something that, from a local, you know, it's
people
always nice to know.
Also know other places than Bali, because
sure.
Bali, everyone know Bali, but if you want something different, try Yogyakarta.
Okay, sounds good. And some landmarks. The next question is landmarks. So buildings, statues, not necessarily man-made, but what are some landmarks in Indonesia? It's like you see it, that's Indonesia.
The first thing came to my mind is Monas, or Monument Nasional. It's a very high monument with the color of gold at the top.
Okay.
In Jakarta.
And that's in Jakarta. One more famous landmark.
Famous landmark. Probably you can try Candi Borobudur or Borobudur Temple. It's one of the, I think, the biggest Buddhist temple in around Asia.
And where is that?
It's in Java also, not far from Yogyakarta.
It's in
Java Island.
Java Island?
Yeah, not far from Yogyakarta.
Okay, okay. You've been?
Nah.
No?
I will.
But you've seen pictures?
A lot.
A lot? Okay. Question 33 is about the Indonesian people and activities. So what are some activities that Indonesians like to do in Indonesia?
It depends on where you live. If you live around the beaches, then people will like to snorkeling, diving, swimming, and fishing. If you live next to the mountain, usually people around there will like to
go hiking,
trekking.
Okay. And so how about you? When you were a younger woman or a young girl growing up, where was a good place to do an activity that you enjoyed?
Not now?
Or now?
Well, when I was...
What activities do you enjoy?
Okay, now I like walking.
Walking?
Yes. But...
So, where's a good place in Indonesia to go walking? A good walking tour, or...?
I live in Medan. So we have this place called Merdeka Walk, or Merdeka
Walk.
Yeah, or Merdeka Square.
And that's in the town?
Yes, like the really the downtown.
Okay.
They say it's the 0.0 of the city where everything is started. So I like walking while talking and chatting with friends with slow pace.
Right.
So it's just a square where we can walk and talk.
Okay, and a lot of people go out there and they walk and talk.
Walk, talk, sit, eat.
People watch.
That's what I was going to suggest.
Okay, well that, oddly enough, is the next question.
Okay.
The final question of Unit 7 is about people watching. Do you like people watching?
Well, it's gonna be a lie if I said I don't. Like everyone like watching other people.
Yeah, you can't help it.
Yeah, you can help it.
You can?
You cannot.
You cannot. No, it's like, wow, look at that.
Even though you can...
Catches your eye.
Yes. It's their mistake. They're there.
Yeah, and they're wearing that too, so...
And do that.
And doing that and whatever they're doing. PDA, all of that. So, in Indonesia, I want to just see Indonesian life. Where is a good place to go people watching?
I will suggest the Merdeka Walk because they have all that activities. Some of them will be exercising.
Yeah.
Some of them will have like choir practice there. Can you imagine?
Outside?
Yes. Dance practice, singing practice.
So it's a big area.
Quite big, and they have many cafe outside. So if you want to do something, eat something, you can just go there and
have a nice cup of coffee and watch the day and the people pass by.
Day and night.
And night. Okay, Tika.
Yes.
It is Unit 8. This is the last unit of the book and this video. And it's one of my favorites. It's about music, pop culture, and famous people.
Okay.
And so question 36 is about music. What kinds of music are popular in Indonesia?
Of course, beside the Western popular music.
Is it like American and British pop music?
Yeah. You know, the international.
Yeah.
Like.
You like the Biebs, do you? Justin Bieber.
Teenagers, yes.
And K-pop.
Yes, actually, K-pop is everywhere right now, right?
Is it?
It's also in Indonesia. But if I have to mention something that kind of the people music, it's probably dangdut.
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 Yes.
And can you describe that a little bit?
It's a little bit like Indian mixed with Arabic style with the beat that will make you want to move, but some people will think it's just for the commoners, you know, low social level people music.
Singing,
yeah.
dancing, moving the body.
The music will make you want to move.
Okay. And do you like that music?
No.
No. Well, what do you like? Do you like music?
I like music.
Yeah,
of
me
course.
too. I love it. So
who doesn't?
Some people don't. On oddly enough, but generally, if you have ears and a soul, you're
you
gonna
need to have soul.
Generally, yeah. Okay. We'll move on to the next question, and that's about famous people. So, can you tell us 2, maybe 3 famous people from Indonesia?
One person that I'm going to mention, probably more familiar for the Korean, is Agnes Monica. She's a singer.
Currently?
Yes, still active. Yeah, she's been collaborating with many international singer like Chris Brown, and
so the genre is pop,
a little bit
R&B.
R&B.
Okay.
And she's been in also advertisement or in Korea also.
Okay. All right. So we have a singer. Anyone else?
I'm going to mention an athlete. Susi Susanti. She's very famous in 80s and 90s, but since no one haven't really beat her achievements. And
what sport?
Badminton.
She's a badminton player.
Yes, she's kind of a legend in this.
Badminton. Olympic, was that?
Yes.
Badminton is in
like
Olympics.
A couple of times.
Medalist.
Yes.
Okay. Gold
yeah.
medalist.
Grand Prix and you name it.
Okay.
You can see the list is so long.
Right. Okay, so now you alluded to this earlier. You said that you have a leader, as in the Sultan, and you also have the president. Who is the current president of Indonesia?
Joko Widodo, or we call him Jokowi. Jokowi. Yes.
And how long has he been president?
5 years, and actually we just had election.
Okay.
A couple of months ago, and he is re-elected.
And that's one term is 5 years?
5 years,
And
yes.
this is that was his first term?
Yes, so now we are in his second
term. And can he continue
for 5 years.
for 2 terms and then
Just 2
then
terms
finish?
and then finish.
Okay. And question 39 is about subcultures. Are there any unique subcultures in Indonesia?
I will want to mention about waria.
Waria?
Yes.
And what can you...
It's the word for transgender.
Okay.
So waria came from wanita, which means female, and then priya, which means male. So waria they are transgender.
Okay. And so is that something kind of a modern subculture, or is that rooted in history?
It's definitely rooted in history, like long history in many tribes in Indonesia. But in modern days, they become waria, and they are typically work in beauty sector, like hairstylists, makeup artists, and some of them becomes like designer.
Okay.
But they have their own community, their own world language even.
Really? And so they live in certain communities?
Well, they live among all the
Right.
people, but they have this bonding, like strong bond between among them.
Waria.
Waria.
Waria. Okay. Tika,
Yes.
guess what?
What?
Guess what?
The last
This
question.
is it. This is number 40.
Majima.
Yeah, Majima. Ganasayo. Goli ganasayo. Almost finished.
Okay.
It's about the flower. So,
Flower.
Indonesia. You think of Indonesia, and I'm sure there's probably many different kinds of beautiful flowers throughout all of the islands. But is there a national flower?
Yes, as you mentioned, since we are tropical country, we have diversity of flowers.
Yeah.
But as national flower, we have 3.
3.
Yes. The first one is jasmine.
Okay.
We call it the national flower. And the second one is moon orchid. We call it flower of charm.
Okay.
And then the third one is Rafflesia arnoldi.
Yeah, don't know that one.
Well, we call it a rare flower. So it's really rare. If you know the giant flower with the bad smell.
Yep, don't know.
You need to Google it. Yeah.
Gotta Google it.
Yes,
Okay.
you need to. So it's not everywhere. That's why you don't really know it.
It's a giant flower with bad smell.
Yes.
But so for advertising or on Indonesian airplanes or stamps, jasmine would be the most used.
I
To kind of
will
like
say
signify this is Indonesia.
between jasmine and orchid,
The
they
orchid.
kind of compete.
Okay.
Even in the ceremonial wedding,
I guess if you have so many,
the bride will use jasmine, but the groom usually orchid, and
and then there will be some smelly flowers also. Giant smelly flowers.
You know, since orchid will last longer, people will also use that for the bouquet.
Okay. I guess if you have so many flowers to choose from, then why just choose one?
Why? Yeah.
Right.
You're right.
Yeah.
You can use everything.
Exactly. Okay. Well, thank you very much. How do you say thank you?
Terima kasih.
Terima kasih.
Yes.
Thank you very much. I learned a lot. I learned a lot about Indonesia, and
Thank you.
I now want to go and see it for myself. So.
But make sure you know what you want before you go.
What I want?
Like, do you want
what I want to see and experience? Yeah, 17,000 islands. Time is precious.
Yeah. Even me, I haven't visited all.
Yeah. Well, I don't know
How?
who has. That would be a good Guinness World Record to achieve. But until then, I would like to at least go and experience some of the food and some of the sights. So, and until next time, I'm going to say goodbye And saying goodbye is what?
Sampai jumpa,
Sampai jumpa.
which means until we meet again.
Until we meet again. It's a nice way to end. Thank you very much. And until we meet again, my name is Stephen Walker, and this is 40 Questions.